I have at the beginning of my Lenten meditation today, I have a confession to make, and that is that when I received an email from Kate saying, let's do our recording this Friday, are you ready? I answered back, oh, yes, I'm ready. I was not ready. I had no, I had no idea what I was going to do. So I went running around my bookcases and looked at some books, and I thought about a Jane Kenyon poem, and then I am very interested in Celtic spirituality and the Pelagian heresy of and so all of that stuff. So I went to bed that night and with not really a clear plan, but I was feeling very intellectual. And I woke up in the middle of the night and I was so thirsty. My tongue stuck to the roof of my mouth. And the words came, I thirst. And of course, my eyes filled with tears. And I said, well, there's what's going on. So I brought my drink of water with me this morning to share, but I wanted to talk a little more about that I thirst. My mother of the six of us, brought us to the Stations of the Cross. We were Catholic, brought us to the Stations of the Cross every Wednesday. And we initially would go complaining, but then you would just fall under the beauty and the mysticism of the stations. So two things came that I remember very well from the stations are they have numbered all my bones and I thirst. So I decided to think a little bit more, and I thought, well, it's not really time for the Stations of the Cross yet, or it's not really time for the Passion. We're getting ready. So then I thought of Psalm 22, and it's kind of it's a psalm from David, but it's kind of it is a foreshadowing of the Passion. So I wanted to read a little of it to you, and I invite you to think about it as well. My God, why have you forsaken me and are so far from my cry and from the words of my distress? Oh my God, I cry in the daytime, but you do not answer me. By night as well, but I find no rest. Yet you are the Holy One, enthroned upon the praises of Israel. Our forefathers put their trust in you. They trusted and you delivered them. They cried out to you and were delivered. They trusted in you and were not put to shame. But as for me, I am a worm and no man, scorned by all and despised by the people. All who see me laugh me to scorn. They curl their lips and wag their heads, saying, he trusted in the Lord. Let him deliver him. Let him rescue him if he delights in him. Yet you are he who took me out of the womb and kept me safe upon my mother's breast. I have been entrusted to you ever since I was born. You were my God when I was still in my mother's womb. Be not far from me, for trouble is near and there is none to help. Many young bulls encircle me, strong bulls of Bashan surround me. They open wide their jaws at me like a ravening and a roaring lion. I am poured out like water. All my bones are out of joint. My heart within my breast is melting wax. My mouth is dried out like a potsherd. My tongue sticks to the roof of my mouth. And you have laid me in the dust of my grave. Packs of dogs close me in, and gangs of evildoers circle around me. They pierce my hands and my feet. I can count all my bones. They stare and gloat over me. They divide my garments among them. They cast lots for my clothing. Be not far away, O Lord. You are my strength to hasten to help me. And I'm going to end that reading. That's the verse 18. And I'm going to end it there. And I want to talk a little bit about I thirst. I think in the night, I thought to myself, there's a big difference between I thirst and I'm thirsty. I think that I'm thirsty is this kind of, I'm thirsty, now I feel better. I thirst is that longing, like the woman at the well, for living water. I thirst. I think we've all, maybe many of us, especially if you're my age, have been in hospital rooms where someone is dying or someone's had surgery, and you help them by putting a little ice chip on their tongue, that kind of thirst at the end of their life, or at a time medically when someone needs that ice chip. I think the paradox in Psalm 22, it's a paradox that I hold, and it is this despair of where are you, God, when I need you, and yet the faith of knowing that you are there. So holding those two disparate ideas and beliefs is a kind of loving discipline, I guess, would be the best words for it, in my mind anyway. I want to close this meditation with a little Celtic prayer, because in all my great research, I did find a lovely little prayer, and I don't want it to go to waste. In repenting of sin, we are not turning away to be someone else, but returning to our true selves, made in the loveliness and goodness of the image of God. I hope to keep trying to return to my true self, and I wish that exercise upon all of you. Amen.
Fall afresh like rain on us. the doors and flood the halls into forgotten rooms inside our hearts, and we will all be swept away in the current of your love and grace. Living water floats on me. All I'm asking for is just a drink, and I thirst for you. Yes, my soul it thirsts for you, even as the deer is panting for the stream. Even more, my soul is thirsty, and I thirst for you. One thing I ask and I would seek, to see you there in front of me, with nothing standing in the way, just me before you unashamed. One thing I ask and I would seek, to see you there in front of me, with nothing standing